Loud East Wrestling fans, I am longtime independent wrestling fan Robert. Kaboom! Was a very good show from the Boys and Girls Club in the Bronx, New York. Unfortunately, the crowd wasn't as big as it was for Get Loud back in June. I'm guessing due to the fact it's Labor Day weekend and other people, so many had plans, and the fact that college football kicks off. Maybe that's the reason why it's the crowd wasn't as big as it was. We start out with a tag team action as we see Young, Dumb, and Broke, Griffin McCoy and Charlie Tiger do battle with Jarrett Diaz and Matt Awesome, the Uptown Boys. Good tag team match to start things out, and the Uptown Boys end up defeating McCoy and Tiger of Young, Dumb, and Broke. And after the match, Tiger and McCoy were like arguing with each other before they went through the curtain. Next up, in a LEW qualifying a qualifying match for the LEW Championship. We saw Kevin Cash accompanied by, I forgot who that was. I don't even got an introduction. I guess he's like a bodyguard to him. The big guy that was Kevin Cash. As Kevin Cash did battle with the Man Bun Jesus accompanied the ring by the Groovy Grizzlies. I don't know if something went wrong in this match, but it appeared that Man Bun bled. I don't know if it was from his eye or his eyebrow. And eventually, Man Bun Jesus ended up pinning Kevin Cash to qualify for the LEW Championship. I'm not sure if they're going to do a tournament or what they're going to do in this eventually. But one thing I do want to point out is, Man Bun, why did you have to tell the Groovy Grizzlies I was in the crowd? You know, there weren't too many sitting where on the side of the room I was at, and I have to say and I'm not bullshitting when I say it's one of those Groovy Grizzlies ended up for some reason gave me a sight for the bird watchers. Now I'm not going to put in the time to figure out who the individual wearing that underneath that costume is. All right, even if I did, I probably wouldn't give that person their ounce of fame. But again, Man Bun Jesus defeated Kevin Cash to qualify for the LEW Championship. Up next was a scramble match as we saw Osito versus Johnny Rambo versus Mr. James versus Christian Robinson versus Young Glory Brando Lee versus Max Capacity. I guess Clara Carreras was unable to make this show because Brando Lee ended up taking her place. This was a six-way scramble match where the winner would qualify for the LEW Championship. And good six-way matchup which saw Mr. James defeat Osito, Johnny Rambo, Christian Robinson, Young Glory Brando Lee, and Max Capacity to qualify for the LEW Championship. And by the way, Mr. James came out to Blinding Lights by the Weekend. think almost everybody knew the chorus to that song. Next up, in singles competition, it's the Greek god Papa Don, as he did battle with Adonis Steele, who apparently his entrance and gear was dedicated to the recently departed Bray Wyatt. Even carried a lantern to the ring, or some kind of light. Papa Don alerted the crowd that it was Adonis's birthday and decided to get the crowd to sing happy birthday to him. But as it happened, Papa Don attacked Adonis from behind. The match was going. And eventually Papa Don, Adonis had done a sunset flip over from the apron, and Papa Don dropped to a knee, and he had his hand on the rope. Before the referee counted 3, he caught Papa Don with his hanging out of the rope, and Adonis eventually took Papa Don over and pinned him to win the matchup. Adonis Stone, I don't know if he's watched my videos or something, because he noticed me, I think during the second or third match. He asked me how I was doing and such. Next up was tag team action, as we saw Seth and Micah Cortez, the Audacity, to battle with Nate Wallace and Dave McCall, the Rep. Good match. I don't know if these two ever faced each other before. If they have, I apologize. Good match these guys had, and the Rep wound up defeating the Audacity. Okay. And then up next we had Nikolai White take on Prince Ahmed. Prince Ahmed is the first, unless I'm wrong, is the first time I saw Prince Ahmed wrestle. Prince Ahmed ended up defeating Nikolai White to qualify for the LEW Championship. They went to intermission after that, and eventually the action resumed, and we have a gauntlet match. It kicks off with George Serrano versus KBK. Oh, apologies, I got his name wrong. Serrano defeated KBK. The next person out was Killer Kyle, and Serrano ended up pinning Kyle. Then out came Mad John. All apologies if I got his name wrong. He defeated George Serrano. And the next entrant was Roachy Roach, accompanied to the ring by Darren Richardson. Now, the funny thing is, KBK, he was still at ringside up until the part where Serrano got eliminated. Serrano and KBK, they're in the aisle and they're slapping each other in the face, but then Roach and Richardson attacked both of them in the aisle. Now, here's something that makes no sense to me, and referee Nick Shin was there, and I was refereeing this gauntlet match. Now, it appeared to me that Mad John pinned Roachy Roach with a leg drop off the top rope. I mean, I don't know what went wrong there, but Darren Richardson, I think he attacked I mean, I could be wrong about it. No, I got it. Yeah. Richardson attacked Mad John from behind, and Roach pinned Mad John to eliminate him. But then out comes Julius Smokes. It's Smokes versus Roach. Smokes ended up pinning Roach to eliminate him from the match, but then Roach and Richardson attack Smokes from behind, and then out comes the next entrant, Vince Steele, and Roach and Richardson finally leave the ringside area. Smokes looked at Vince Steele, called him the Puerto Rican Fat Albert for some reason. Vince Steele, wow. Oh, Smokes hit 2 drop kicks, but couldn't take Steele off his feet. Steele hit Smokes with a black hole slam and pinned him to eliminate him from the matchup. Next up was, yeah, unless I'm mistaken, I apologize if I forgot anybody that was in this gauntlet match. But out comes Karen Bam Bam. She comes out and she and Vince are going at it. Karen eventually gets Vince in the corner and gives her the butt or the hip attack in the corner. I think she hit him with a cannonball at one point. At one point early on, Steele brought a door into the ring, but he didn't get to use it on her. I forgot exactly how. Actually, at one point, Karen hit Steele with the earthquake move. Even when she came down on Steele's chest, at that point I said she just had a seat. And I forgot how, but Vince Steele ended up pinning Karen Bam Bam. And then out comes Chaos. Usually when you see Chaos, Rage is not far behind. Rage actually didn't come through the curtain, but he came like over the guardrail from another part of the building. And Steele turns around. Rage spears Steele into that door that Steele set up in the corner, and Rage pins Steele to win the gauntlet match. Rage, of course, was defeated by Steele back at Get Loud in June. Then it was time for the main event, which was another LEW title qualifying match, as the young prodigy Marcus Mathers did battle with the All-Father Darius Carter. Good bout these two guys had. There were close moments. Darius Carter ended up defeating Marcus Mathers with the Royal Sweep. For those who don't know, just think of the Cobra Clutch meeting Jeff Jarrett's stroke. That's how that move was executed. Darius Carter defeated Marcus Mathers to qualify for the LEW Championship. However they're going to crown their first champion. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. Okay, personal style. It was great seeing the Grim Reaper, Pete Rosado, Anthony Cole, Tony Mark, or is it Tony Merck? Kyle. Oh. I gotta say that one lady in the green, she sure is good looking. I mean, she was like dancing to the music that was playing before the show, and even I think during an admission she was dancing a little bit. She was really screwing her head off from Marcus Mathers as well as Osito. I forgot, somebody sitting near me started a loud East chant. Great to see that I forgot Richard Ruiz, who was providing the recording for this event, video camera recording. And I noticed two photographers and Richard, they were wearing LEW crew t-shirts, and referee Nick Shin, and I think Ref Johnny, they were wearing LEW with the LEW logo on it. And I don't know, is it me or is this like the third or fourth LEW logo already, and the company's now 2 shows deep? I know, I'm sure they were hoping for more of a crowd because the show was supposed to start at 7 o'clock, but it didn't start until 7:30. They were really hoping for more people to show up. One memorable quote: "This is not an opera stage. Get out of here." Somebody in the front row to Darius Carter during his match with Marcus Mathers. Well, I think I mentioned it back in my Get Loud recap a few months ago, that the one thing that bums me out about going to this place in the Bronx is that there's only a bus that stops nearby. There's no train stations. Damn, what else do we have that I can think of here? Well, no return date was announced for the next event, but let's see. Here at Kaboom, Man Bun Jesus, Mr. James, Prince Ahmed, and Darius Carter, they qualified for the LEW Championship. Back at Get Loud, Vince Steele, Ken Broadway, Ghost Shadow, and Adonis Stone, they qualified. So that's 8 people so far. 8 men. So I don't know if there's going to be a tournament. I don't know, if maybe the next show or at a future show, so they can crown their first ever champion. I did notice some people in attendance. I noticed the Slime Balls. I think I saw First Class Johnny Santos was in the building. Caveman was there, or sometimes known as Charles Montgomery Caveman. Oh, great seeing the Sure Thing John Shane, who commentated the show with, I forgot the other commentator's name. I sure hope Mr. James will continue to come out to Blinding Lights by the weekend. Oh, it just hit me, folks. As I said, all apologies, I forgot anybody in the gauntlet match. There was between beating Julius Smokes and Karen Bam Bam, Vince Steele defeated Alpha Zero. But I don't think he lasted too long in there with Vince Steele. Look at that, folks. I said all apologies, and then it hits me that I forgot someone. And all apologies once again if I forgot anybody else from that gauntlet match. I sure wish my friend, the wonderful Ariana, could have made this show. Wow. But I sure hope next LEW event, I just hope we do have a women's match. I mean, again, we don't know why. I still wonder why Clara. Is her name Clara Carreras? She was supposed to be in the scramble match, and she wasn't. Replaced by Brando Lee. Ooh. Let's see here. What else can I add to this? Oh, I'm gonna forget this. Wow. Forget about it. Pizza on Soundview Avenue. They got some good food. I went to eat there before the show, and good thing I did, because it wasn't until like after 7 o'clock they announced to the crowd that the concession stand was open to sell hot dogs, chips, drinks. They had LEW t-shirts on display over there. I don't know. Anybody know if those shirts come in 3X? Oh boy. Okay. Alright, folks. I guess this will do it. Kaboom! Quite a name for this show. Sure hope the next show will be very good. And you know what? Let me think here. I said I'd like to see a women's match. You know, there's somebody I would like to see in LEW. Not sure where he's wrestling right now, but he doesn't really wrestle too often in too many promotions at this point, I don't believe. I've seen him in Ace Pro Wrestling, which hasn't run a show in quite some time. And that man, it happens to be Rob Vegas. That's a guy I'd like to see at LEW. That man can go. All right. Crapola. And hopefully some more tag teams will come along. I mean, Fight or Die was supposed to be at Get Loud, and they didn't show up for some reason. Hope they get to come back. All right. So, folks, hope you enjoyed this, and Loud East, Loud East, Loud East, Loud East. They sure do let the wrestling speak.